In a season ravaged by the COVID-19 pandemic, top flight sites limited their spending to £70 million, down from £230 million in the previous window, as football continues to deal with the ongoing crisis. As the Premier League clubs have concluded all of their business for the season after the January transfer window came to a close on Monday the 1st of February. As we move ahead to have an in-depth view to know who were the winners and who were the losers from this January transfer window, please click on the subscribe button and we are ready to go. This window has seen the loan market utilized to the full extent, with clubs such as West Ham profiting with the arrival of Jesse Lingard from Manchester United. Others such as Arsenal have also used this opportunity to remove some dead wood from their ranks, most notably with outcast Mesut Ozil departing for Fenerbahce. Meanwhile, some clubs such as Tottenham Hotspur and Sheffield United failed to bring in any fresh faces, with no wiggle room in their transfer budgets due to the circumstances. Here we take a look at the Premier League's winners and losers from the January transfer window. Beginning with the winners, there's one club at the top, West Ham. David Moyes, the head coach, has been one of the busiest managers during January, with plenty of noticeable arrivals and departures from the London Stadium. The Hammers have had a really impressive Premier League campaign up to the halfway mark and look to have their eyes set on European football for next season. They made a statement of intent with two crucial signings during January. West Ham made side Benrahma's loan move from Championship side Brentford permanent and also welcomed a fresh face from Manchester United in Jesse Lingard. They also waved goodbye to out-of-form striker Sebastian Haller after a frustrating season for him, as the Frenchman joined Ajax for around £20 million. Defender Winston Reid signed for Championship Brentford on loan deal until the end of the season. All in all, astute business for West Ham. How often do we say that? Secondly, for the winners, we have Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp has been dealing with an injury crisis at Liverpool since the early stages of the Premier League season. After triumphantly cruising to the title last season, the Reds find themselves in a tight race this season and have had to play most of their matches with a makeshift defense. Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez suffered long-term injuries earlier in the campaign and have a few more months on the sideline before returning, all but writing off the chances of a comeback this season. However, in a dramatic fashion in the 11th hour of the transfer deadline day, Liverpool brought in two centre-backs to lighten the load on Joel Matip, Jordan Henderson and Fabinho at the back. The Reds signed Schalke centre-back Ozan Kabak on loan with an option to buy at the end of the season, and also welcomed Preston centre-back Ben Davies in a £2 million deal. Now, while both of the new arrivals do not possess the same bravado or gusto of Van Dijk and Gomez, they do give club more options should they suffer more injuries and did not break at the bank at Anfield. There has also been a further boost in midfield as they managed to keep Barcelona at bay in their pursuit of Jorginho Wijnaldum. The Dutchman has still not put pen to paper on a new deal at Liverpool, and his contract expires in June this year. It is possible he could leave as a free agent in the summer, with the Nou-Camp his likely destination, but he remains at Liverpool for now. And thirdly, for the winners, we have Arsenal. For Mikel Arteta, this window had a much greater focus on outings than bringing in new talents to the Emirates Stadium. The Spaniard had plenty of deadwood that needed shifting from the North London club, and he successfully shipped some pretty big fish off the wage bill before the deadline on Monday. After 7 occasions with the Gunners, problematic midfielder Mesut Ozil waved goodbye to the capital in a long-awaited move to Turkish side Fenerbahce, and with him also vanished his £350,000 per week wages, a huge positive for Arsenal. Who are those who made the losers? First of all, we start with Tottenham. Unlike their North London rivals Arsenal, Tottenham have been incredibly inactive during the January transfer window. They have not signed a single new player this month, and while Jose Mourinho may be satisfied with his current squad, there are some moves that really should have happened the other way. Midfielder Dele Alli has spent the last month with a back half packed for Paris to join up with former boss Mauricio Pochettino at PSG. Dele Alli has been on the fringes of Mourinho's side, and a move to France would have seemingly benefited everyone involved. Danny Rose also remains a Spurs player after coming close to a move to Trabzonspor. The left back is now expected to sit out in the rest of the season, maybe featuring for the under-23s from the time to time, as Mourinho has no plans for Rose in the club. There are too many players without direction at the club under Mourinho. Getson Fernandes, 18-month-old spell, was cut short as the midfielder returned to Benfica and joined Turkish side Galatasaray on loan for the remainder of the season. Secondly, for the losers, we have Sheffield United. With 2 wins from 21 Premier League matches and 13 points adrift from safety, it's hard to argue that Sheffield United not making a single signing is a positive sign. They invested rather heavily in the summer following their 9th place finish last season. However, big money signings such as Ryan Brewster have failed to flourish at Bramall Lane. Other new additions this season such as Ethan Apondo have made their mark on the squad but have clearly not been prepared for the relegation dogfight they find themselves in. While Newcastle don't find themselves in a majorly dangerous position in the relegation picture, manager Steve Bruce have endured a tough few months of scrutiny for his tactics and play style. The club were hit badly by the COVID-19 in the latter stages of last year, and a couple of key players in Alan Saint-Maximin and Jamal suffered long-term effects from the virus. Despite this, fans have not been sympathetic to Bruce after a poor run of results through the Christmas period and into January. Slow, too defensive and boring to watch, the Newcastle faithful are desperate for an injection of excitement at St James's Park. And this transfer window provided Steve Bruce with a great opportunity to relieve some of the pressure he has been put under and get the fans back on side. But alas, the club has seen just one new face through the door by the name of Joe Willock. The young Arsenal midfielder could prove to be a handy bit of business, but is nowhere near a proven top 5 player yet. They were cutting Ozan Kabak from Schalke before Liverpool blew them out of the water with a much more lucrative deal.